Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to be here again this week. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you here. Want to welcome everyone to the show. My name is Ruth Soltman, and this is the Transformational Soul. And before the show, had a little talk with the angels, and I picked a few cards for the group. So this first card here is from a new deck that I got. It's from Kyle Gray, Angel Prayers. And this says, focus your mind. And this says, thank you, angels, for helping me to focus on my priorities. And this is a really great reminder for us to focus on what we want, not to focus on what we don't want, because we want to put all that focus and energy into the positive. And when you focus on what you don't want, you're focusing on the negative aspect. So you always want to focus very directly and very specific to what you want. So that was a really great reminder from the angels about that. I also picked another card here from the Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, which I use every week. And this is the card of passion. Hi, Thomas. Nice to see you. And this is Archangel Haniel. And Archangel Haniel says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. You know, there is so much change going on right now. So many people are realizing that they're not satisfied or truly happy with where they are in their life. So many people are switching jobs. So many people are deciding to just quit their job and to work at home on something. You know, maybe it's their lifelong dream. And this has been happening a lot in this last couple of years. COVID probably had something to do with that when everybody's whole entire work routine was disrupted. And seeing the devastation of what happened, you know, across the board with that, I think it helped people to really reevaluate their priorities. A perfect card. And I also pulled the card from the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle cards. And this says Inner Temple. And this is really interesting. It says devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. And for the last week or so, I've been feeling a lot of energy in my heart chakra, more than usual. And, you know, I've watched several shows on Goldylocks Productions this week, and they've all been talking about the heart chakra and expanding your heart chakra and living your life from that place of your heart. And, you know, I think that's really awesome that that's the card that the angels gave us tonight. So I want to tell you a little story. Years ago, I bought a moldavite necklace, and it was a pretty big necklace, and, you know, the size was pretty big. And moldavite was always said to have like this really powerful energy and vibration. So I had completely forgotten that I even ordered it. And this package came in for me in the mail. And as I was bringing it into the house, like it felt very strange. It was like it vibrated, literally. I could feel it in my hands. I thought, what on earth? And I opened it, and then I remembered that I had ordered it. And I put the necklace on, and the energy and the vibration was just overwhelming. It was way, way, way too strong for me. So I took it off, and I put it up on my fireplace mantle. Well, my oldest son came over, and he's like, what's this? And I said, oh, it's this moldavite necklace. He goes, can I try it on? And that thing just acclimated to him like you wouldn't believe. He wore it for years until it finally broke. And it was just a perfect energy for him. So I've been wanting to get another one. And I happened to find one a couple of weeks ago. And this one is a lot smaller, as you can see here. And when I first put it on, my heart chakra was just going crazy. I mean, I was feeling it so much in my heart chakra, and then it vibrated up to my throat chakra. So the reason I'm telling you this is a lot of people don't realize the power and the energy and vibration in gems and stones. You know, maybe you don't want to wear them, but, you know, have them in your home. You know, they all have different properties. This here, I have an amethyst stone. An amethyst, now I don't claim to be, you know, a rock specialist or anything, but I know that amethyst is good for calming. And I believe it's also good for your crown chakra and intuition. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tiffany. I also have this black tourmaline, which is good for protection. And, you know, then there's the quartz crystals. I have a bunch of them, but, you know, a lot of times I'll read about them and read about the properties and stuff, and then I buy them, and then I forget which one is which. But I have like a bowl full, and I have them all over my room. And I love my crystals and gems. So I discovered a new one last week, and it's called Angelite, and it helps you connect to your angels and your intuition. So I got a bracelet, and then I also got this necklace, which I just got last week. And I didn't read, I just liked the name, so I knew I wanted to get it. And when I put it on, I could feel it all over. Like my throat chakra was going crazy, and it's got a wonderful energy. I just love it. So, you know, I highly recommend looking into different crystals and rocks and gems. You know, see what resonates with you, and then you'll know, you know, what is going to be good match with your energy. So I just want to say hi to everyone who's here. Oh, Richard said that was a cool looking card. Well, thank you. I'm going to work on those in the next week, and then, you know, we can use them next week in, excuse me, in our readings. So if you're out there and watching, please, you know, drop in the comments, say hello. Otherwise, I don't know you're here. And, you know, be happy, you know, to comment anything that you want. Lynn is here. Hi, Lynn. Lynn says, hi, Ruth. Amethyst is my birthstone. I love all your stones. The Angelite sounds interesting. I know. I thought so, too. Just when I heard the name, I'm like, I know that's something I want. So that was pretty cool. So this week, I have lots of questions for all of you. So I wrote these down as they were coming to me during the week. And, you know, I hope that you'll be, you know, wanting to, you know, contribute and everything. Please write your comments, you know. One thing I want to ask you guys is, what are the 3 things in your life that you are the most proudest of? You know, I had a hard time with this because there's quite a lot of them for me. But I really thought about it, and I thought, you know, if I'm going to ask you guys, of course, I'm going to answer too. Number 1 for me is raising my children. I raised 4 wonderful kids that grew into the most amazing adults. And, you know, it's such a blessing over and over as I see them grow, and, you know, they're having families, and I have 10 grandchildren now. It's such a blessing to me. You know, my kids were close in age. My first 3 were each a year and a half apart, and then my 4th one was 3 years after the 3rd one. So they were always close in age, and I always had like 2 in diapers and probably bottles too. So it was really challenging back when I was younger. And I don't know that I would want to do that now. You know, I don't know that I could. It's a lot of work, but it was very rewarding. And looking back now, you know, it was so much fun when they were little, and they've always been, you know, the greatest joy and blessing in my life. And I'm so very grateful that that I have all of them. When I was just 17, like when I was young, all I wanted to do was be a mom. You know, everybody say, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a mom. That was always the big thing I wanted to do. And when I was 17, I went to the doctor, and she told me that I had this hormone imbalance. I would probably never, ever, ever have a child. Well, I guess I proved her wrong because I have 4. So it's just been the most amazing, amazing accomplishment of my life. And not a day goes by that they don't absolutely amaze me. You know, I'm so proud of my kids, and I'm very close with all of them, which I'm very grateful for. You know, some I live somewhat close to, and other ones live in another state, and I don't get to see them as much, but we communicate on a daily basis. So that's really important, I believe. I know it's important for me. Oh, Richard, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And as you know, if you're watching via YouTube, you can make a donation via super chat or super sticker. And if you are on Facebook, you can make a donation via Venmo. And I still have that option open for my first Venmo donation, that I will send you this beautiful coffee mug that I made. So if you are the first one to donate to me via Venmo, then that will be yours. Well, hi, Dr. Love. So happy to have you here. So I've just asked everybody 3 things that you're most proud of in your life. But my first one was raising my kids. My second one was taking care of my parents. Now, I know some people may see that as, you know, a burden or, you know, something like that. But I always felt like it was a real privilege. I felt like it was an honor to care for my parents. I mean, look at what all they did for me. You know, when I was a baby and young, I couldn't care for myself. And then when they got where they couldn't take care of themselves, you know, I was more than happy to do that for them. You know, and when I did that, we got an even closer bond. I took care of my dad for just about 3 months before he passed, but I took care of my mom for many years. And in both of those situations, though, our bond grew even stronger. And I'm so grateful for having that experience. It's not easy watching someone that you love, you know, be ill or be in pain, but it was a really great spiritual experience for me. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my parents, and it was a really blessed time in a way. And the third thing was writing my book. And the reason I put that as number 3 is because, you know, the angels and my guides had been nudging me for so long to do it. And last year I finally, you know, said, I'm doing it. And it was time. And, you know, they say that everything is in divine timing. And I truly believe that. I believe that I did it exactly the time I was supposed to. And, you know, it's been an amazing experience for me getting that out there and stepping way outside of my comfort zone to do it. So I would like to know from you, you know, you don't have to name 3 if you don't want, but tell me one of the things that you are most proud of in your life. You know, it could be an accomplishment. It could be something you bought. It could be anything. What are some of the things that you are super, you know, proud of? And while Dr. Love is here, I would just like to mention that ICU Dr. Lauren Love and the ICU nurses and technicians in the greater Boston area have graciously donated and sponsored this show and all the Goldylocks shows for the month of April now. So we are very thankful and very blessed to have you do that. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so appreciated. Dr. Love is really a really awesome person. You know, I've gotten to know her a bit lately, and she is one of the kindest, most generous, giving people you may ever meet. She's amazing. And let's see. Dr. Lauren Love says, arms wide open, Richard, Reverend Tiffany, Ruth, and all. Squeeze. Awesome. Richard, learn about myself with doing plays. Well, that's great. That is great. And I bet you learned a lot about yourself. You probably realized that there's things that you could do that you never even thought you could do. Lynn says, that's beautiful how you took care of your parents. My relationship with God has turned my life around. Raising my children has been such a joy, and my friendships are such a blessing. Oh, Lynn, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And Lynn said, thank you to Dr. Love and the team for their generosity. Yes, yes, yes. We can't even say that enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're very, very grateful. Dr. Love says, we are great. We are thankful. Well, we are blessed. Richard said he is eating better this year. Well, that is great, Richard. Absolutely fantastic. So let's see. Don't forget, now on the show tonight, I told you guys last week, for the month of April, because it's my birthday month, I'm going to give away a reading and an energy session. And I came up with a couple of creative ideas and ways to do that rather than you just picking a number. And it'll be a little exercise that will help you to tap into your intuition a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. So that was my first set of questions for you. Now I have another one. These have come to me during the week, and I know it's something that the angels want me to speak about. So I am. So when you were growing up, I want to know if your spirituality, religion, or whatever you subscribe to now was the same as it was when you were a child. How did that change? And when did it change? Why did it change? For me, I was raised Catholic. And I knew when I got to be a little older, maybe like a teenager, that it didn't resonate with me. When I was a young child, it mostly did. But the one problem that I always had is I had questions. Nobody could answer my questions. That should have been my first big clue right there. Nobody could ever answer the questions that I had. And I didn't, I was a little kid, so they couldn't have been that difficult of questions. But there just were no answers. But as I grew a little older, I always feel like I was a spiritual person, even when I was young. And when I was little, I had a imaginary friend who actually happened to be Archangel Michael, who is one of my guides, or my guardian angel, I should say. And I used to sit and talk to him all the time when I was a kid, but I had forgotten about that until just a few years ago. I remembered that. I had a lot of like psychic or paranormal, whatever you want to call them, experiences when I was young, but it was not encouraged in me. It was more like, oh no, you didn't hear that. No, you didn't see that, because my parents were fearful. I should just say my mom was fearful, because that is something I would have never mentioned to my dad. He would have, first of all, probably thought I was crazy. He was very, very, very serious and strict with his religion. And we grew up, us three kids sitting there reading the Bible every week. And I went to Catholic school. But, when I look back on it, like, I was not really taught much about the Catholic religion, considering I went to Catholic school. I mean, we learned like the basics, the 10 Commandments, the story of Noah's Ark, and, Adam and Eve. We learned those kind of basics. But that was about all I was taught in Catholic school. But as I got older, I realized that most of what I was raised on really did not resonate with me. And it took me a while, to figure out exactly what I believed. And I mean, I'm very open-minded. If someone comes to me and shows me something and says, I believe this is how it is, or, what do you think about this? I have an open mind, and I nothing is impossible. I believe everything is possible. And I've tried to live my life like that. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you here. And as I was raising my kids, I was a lot more open with them about things. And I mean, we would talk about everything. And I think that really helped them to develop, what they felt and what they saw and what they believed. My two oldest kids, when they were really small, maybe like 4 and 5, they used to see angels all the time. Now, I never said, I mean, this would be like they'd see them in the clouds when we were driving. And they could describe every single detail of that angel, what the angel looked like, everything. And I never one time said, oh, I don't see anything over there. I just, I would just say, oh, that must be so beautiful. And I'd always encourage that. A lot of my kids saw a lot of things when they were little, ghosts and spirits and stuff. And, I never ever would try to get them to not acknowledge that. So the other day I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me how, she's gone through her awakening and how things are just opening up like crazy for her spiritually. Just telling me about her children. I forget, she's got 3, 4, or 5, I can't remember. And she was telling me about, some of their spiritual gifts and spiritual strengths and how they acknowledge it and how she encourages it in them. And I think that is so amazing. You got to think about this. If you encourage that with your child all throughout their life, they're not going to get to that place where they're shut down or where there's fear of using their gifts. Be open with them. Be honest with them. And it will make a huge difference in their spiritual awakening and in them keeping their vibration high and helping um, others to awaken and help others by the higher vibration. It just, everybody will benefit. So let's see, we got some comments here. Okay, Richard says, hi to Kim. Dr. Love says, I always knew where I fit spiritually and drove my Jewish family and friends nuts. I can imagine it would, but you know what? From what I have read and what I have seen and what I have heard, every religion, each religion has some positive things. But you just have to figure out what resonates with you. If you were of a certain religion, that's great for you. I don't adhere to a religion, but that's my own personal choice. I really feel that everybody has the prerogative to adhere to whatever they believe. You have to accept and live what resonates with you. And Lynn says, no, different spirituality now than as a child, thank heavens. It started to change when I was 19. My relationship with God has strengthened since February. Wow. I am grateful. I love how open-minded you are. Wow, so cool about your children seeing angels and how you encourage them. I know, and I wish they would still see them, but they somewhere along the lines, I don't know if they just figured out it wasn't acceptable with their friends. I really don't know where that happened, but that was only when they were little. And now my youngest daughter, she's very gifted. She had started really opening up to spirit and communicating with spirit, but somehow that just kind of, I don't know if something happened to make her change her mind about wanting to do that. I don't know if it must not be the right time for her because, that's kind of not going on anymore right now. But when you start opening yourself up to things, and you might tell yourself all the time, oh, I believe this, I believe that. But when it actually happens, it can scare the crap out of you. And that's just normal because we're human. But I mean, that's just so true. I hear things all the time. And during the day, it doesn't bother me as much. I'm not going to lie. At night, it can be a little, what is that? Let's go investigate, which I usually do. But I hear a lot of unexplained sounds, and I really feel like someone is trying to get my attention. I just haven't focused in yet to figure out who it is. So, okay. Okay, let's see. Richard says, my faith grown once I started listening to Be the Light with Reverend Michael. Aw. And Tiffany says, oh, Reverend Michael, I miss him. I received my ordination through him and his church. Oh, that's wonderful. Lynn says, LOL, that's true. So if you guys have any more comments you'd like to add to like the questions that I've been asking, go right ahead. But I just want you guys to know, you guys are such an inspiration to me. I mean, we all have things that we've been through in our life, and look at you. You're still here, and you're doing fantastic. You know, you worked your way through it. You came out the other side, and you're so much stronger than you may have believed you were. And you really need to give yourself credit for that because you're absolutely amazing. Amazing. So I want to do my first giveaway. Oh, there's my object. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now to practice, we're going to practice, you know, tuning into our intuition. I'm going to focus on something that is going to be in my hand. It's an item, some sort of item. And I want you, and you know, even if you want to do this at home, if you don't feel comfortable with posting it online, that's fine. But, you know, write down or make a mental note of the words that come to you in a moment. There's something in my hand here. Can't see what it is, but it's there. And I want you to focus in on it. Whatever words come to mind, write them down. It could be a color. It could be a number. It could be one word. It could be an animal. It could be anything. Whatever comes to mind as you're focusing, I want you to, you know, make a mental note of it or write it down or put it in the comments. Because a lot of times you'll get little hints here and there, but you just don't think it means anything. I did some angel card readings a couple weeks ago, and the one card I pulled was a message from heaven. And the message I kept getting from the angels was this woman was mourning, and that she needed to know that her loved ones were safe. And I thought, well, okay, I don't know this person or anything. And so that's pretty much the message I gave her, but I added more to it that I received. And she messaged me the next day and told me that her father, it was the anniversary of her father's death, and the following day was his birthday. So she had been grieving for him again because she was missing him so much. So she felt like that was a wonderful validation from the angels, from heaven, that her dad was okay. And, you know, it would have been easy for me to, you know, not have given her the full message. You know, sometimes you kind of feel like people might think you're a little off the wall, but one thing I have learned to do within the last year more than ever is trust the information that I get. So anybody want to guess on this? Okay. Dr. Love says an eraser. Richard says rose. That's supposed to be rose quartz, maybe? No. But interesting that you said rose. Maybe you said that because you got the color red. Oh, Lynn, you are right on. Look at this. Is that the only thing you got, Lynn, or did you get some other hints? Because I would be very interested to know. See how intuitive you are? You might not have even known it, but it's a chakra bracelet. So, Lynn, I will let you pick. Would you rather have the reading or the energy session? Just comment in there so I know what the other giveaway is going to be. Something about a feather. Oh, you know what? Let me look. Might have a feather on it. I don't see a feather. I believe it was sitting in my dresser with a feather, which is kind of interesting. But you can just pick up on like so many different things without even realizing it. You know, Richard said rose, so I'm going to go with rose. But look, what color is that? Looks red to me. Red is a rose. you know, rose is a red color. So a lot of times you pick up things and you don't even realize it. Richard said he used to go to Sunday class at Baptist church, and he did choir and went to Christian church with his mom. Oh, that's nice. Did you enjoy going there? Is that still like, you know, where your beliefs are now, or have they changed? So let's see. Lynn says, oh, so beautiful. The reading would be beautiful. Thank you so much. Awesome, Lynn. I'm so excited. So I'll wait a little bit to do the other giveaway. And I would like to go ahead and pull a card for you guys if you want a card. So you just let me know, just put it in the comments. And to any of those that have just recently joined us, I just want to tell you to please say hi so we know you're here. And see if I have any more questions for you guys. And these questions were popping up for me all week long. So I want to tell you about this movie. For some reason, this movie kept coming to me this week. And it's a movie called Made in Heaven. And it's with Timothy Hutton. And can't think of who the one. I believe it's the one who was in Beaches with Bette Midler, the other one. And this movie is about these two people that meet in heaven and fall in love. And then she gets sent down to earth. She's a new soul. She gets sent down to earth, and he's just devastated because, you know, he is so madly in love with this woman. So he makes a deal, and he gets sent down to earth, and he has to find her within, like, I think it's 35 years, or both of them will never find true happiness. And I have to tell you that it's one of my absolutely favorite movies. The parts in where they are in heaven are just like magical. You know, you think of something or someone, it instantly manifests. It's just a really, really beautiful story. And for me, it really shows that, you know, that person that you're connected to and that you are meant to meet, when you see all the circumstances of their lives, and the relationships they get into where they're not happy, it's just not, you know, true happiness for them. And you can kind of pair it with your own life. And it's just a really interesting movie, and I would highly encourage you to watch that. It's called Made in Heaven, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is on Amazon Prime. Well, I don't know if it's on Prime, but I know it's on Amazon. My mom bought me the DVD many years ago because I had always told her it was my favorite movie. So Lynn would like a card. Oh. Let's see what we got for Lynn. Lynn, look at this beautiful, beautiful card. I love that blue. Blue happens to be one of my main favorite color. And this says outdoors, and it's Archangel Jophiel. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Now, Lynn, if I'm not mistaken, you were just talking about gardening. Pretty interesting. This is your confirmation. You know, spend more time in nature if you can. Richard said it's part of his spiritual belief. And Lynn says blue is her favorite color. Wow, blue is a beautiful color. Absolutely beautiful. And look at the back of these angel cards. These are really pretty. Really pretty. And let's see. So, you know, we all have our own personal journey that we're on. And it's just amazing. You can't go the wrong way. You're always going to end up where you're supposed to be. You can take a detour here and there, but you will get to your destination. But life isn't about the destination. Life is about the journey. That's where we learn all of our lessons. That's where we meet the most amazing people. So Lynn, what I feel like is that being outdoors is very therapeutic for you, very healthy for you, as it is for everyone. But I feel like you feel very blessed that it's like heaven just showers you with all of these blessings. The sun, the flowers, the smell of the grass. And I just feel like that's a huge positive, I guess, influence in your life. And the more you can get out there and be out there, the happier you are. And let's see, Lynn said, thank you so much. Beautiful card. Richard would like a card. Thomas, thank you so much for your super sticker. That is awesome. Thank you. Okay, what would the angels like Richard to know today? And for those of you that, don't know or don't watch other shows on Goldylocks, Laura Romero is back with her show, Angels and Healing Light. And that's on Tuesdays at 1 Eastern. And Laura's amazing. And it was through Laura that, I got here with Goldylocks. She had me as a guest on her show after I wrote my book. So, tune in next week if you can. Laura does some beautiful meditations, very moving, very, very beautiful, soothing, calming energy. And, I was thinking about this when I was telling a friend about some of the shows on Goldylocks. And when you tune into Goldylocks shows, every one of the show hosts, are very different. And they all have like a completely different kind of energy. And it's just so neat. But everybody's got like a completely different kind of energy. And, I've been trying to catch the live shows a lot more during the day and stuff. I really, really enjoy them. Goldylocks has a lot of amazing shows. And in case you didn't know, they have a fantastic producer, and that would be Tiffany. So thank you so much, Tiffany, for being amazing. And let's see, Richard, what did the angels want you to know? Okay, there we go. There's your card. Sorry to flip over. Look at this beautiful angel. Relationship harmony. And this says, Richard, Archangel Raguel, we angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So I don't know if there's a situation going on with you in your personal life or work, but I feel like the angels are telling you that everything's going to be okay. Just send, positive vibes to the situation or people involved. And, don't forget about yourself. We always think that I'll do this for someone or I'll do that for someone. But a lot of times we forget to include ourselves. And we need it just as much as the other person. I can't get enough water today. I'm surprised I haven't floated away. I have drank so much water. And I still feel like I need more. Whew. So Lynn says, that's true. We always end up where we need to be, and it is about the journey. Yes, thank you. This is excellent confirmation and encouragement. Well, sometimes I think, if you think about this and you're given a choice of, do I go left or do I go right? It doesn't matter, because if you go right or you go left, you're still going to get to the same destination. You're just going to have different experiences along the way, but a lot of times we put way too much pressure on ourselves to make a decision or to change something in our life because we feel like we're making the wrong decision. But everything that happens in our life is for our highest good. Everything. It may seem horrendous at the time, and it may seem like it's something that you would never, ever want or bring into your life, but it's something that you need to experience for your own healing. Therefore, it's for your highest good. And healing isn't easy. It's never easy when we have to go inward. And of course, it's not easy. That's a lot of hard work because you have to be totally honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself about how you feel, honest maybe about maybe something that you did, and maybe, I don't know, there's all sorts of situations. But when someone does something to us, that's how we view it. Oh, they did this to me. It's not ever about you. It's about themselves and how they see themselves and what they're going through and what their perspective is in life. It's never about you. It may feel definitely like it is, but it isn't. Well, Devin joined us tonight. And Devin is another April birthday. His was on the 3rd. And Joyce, I don't know if Joyce is here. She hasn't said hello if she is, but her birthday is Saturday. So I wish you guys a happy birthday. And Richard said, thank you, Ruth. Lynn says, yes, thank you. So good to hear. Well, that's awesome. And if anybody else would like a card, just let me know. So I know some of you joined a little late, so I just want to tell you that I got some new cards for my birthday, and these are Kyle Gray cards. They're angel prayers. And I just want to go over this one because I did pull it before the show. And this says, focus your mind. Thank you, angels, for helping me to focus my priorities. And it's just such a lovely card. So beautiful. And, I was saying how it's very important to put that positive energy into what you want and what you desire. You don't want to put any negative energy out there. You don't want to say, these are the things I don't want. You want to be very, very specific about what you do want. And that is how you'll manifest it. You put that energy out there, the universe matches it and sends it back to you. So if you're thinking, I don't want this, I don't want that, the energy that you're putting out there isn't that I don't want that. You're focusing on those things, so that's what's going to come to you. I watched this TV show one day, and this woman was saying about some situation. She said, I just know what's going to happen. I just know that's going to happen. I just know it. I just know it. And sure enough, it did. And, I busted out laughing when it happened because, of course, it's going to happen. That's where she's giving all her energy. So, why would you be surprised about that? So you always want to make sure you focus on the positive, on the things that you desire and want, not on negative and not on the things that you don't want. I just reached down because as I was shuffling, a card flew right out of the deck onto the floor. So obviously, Archangel Raphael wants to be heard. And he says, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. Breathing, which is something natural we do. Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Happy birthday on Saturday. Breathing is something we do naturally, of course. But when you get upset or stressed or anxious, if you just sit there and take a few feel really good deep breaths, it totally changes your energy. And, you do it several times and it really changes your focus. And, it's one of the things that they tell you to focus on when you're meditating, focus on your breath, focus on your breath. And it's very calming. And you can be like very anxious and practically running around in circles. You take a few deep breaths, or if you're mad, my grandkids watch the show Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, and it's the cutest show. And when they were younger, and Daniel would say that when you're mad, you stop and count to 10. And we incorporated the take a deep breath. And it can really help with kids, and it can really change their focus quickly. And it's really amazing. So something we can all, focus on more. And, when you're outside, just take in a few deep breaths. Breathe in that wonderful vibration and energy and air. It's quite a blessing. So before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and give away the energy session. And we're going to do another exercise. And if you win, and you've won before, it's okay. You can still keep it, or if you want to gift it to someone else, that's totally up to you. And the reason I mentioned that is because a few weeks ago, Sarah had asked that question. And I thought it was a very good question. So that's why I thought it bared repeating. So in my hand, I have an object. And you can't see it, but it's there. And I want you to focus on it. Just write down whatever comes to mind and see what you get. Really interesting. It's really interesting. Now, with intuition, though, a lot of people, I, for one, have not been good at guessing things like that. But my intuition will be spot on about something else. But, it just depends. Like, I remember when my kids are little and we go to the mailbox, you had to put the key in. As soon as the key would touch the inside of that mailbox, I knew whether or not there was mail in there. I don't know how, but I just knew when I touched it. I've had times where, oh, it's not a blue stone. Keep guessing. There were times when, at Christmas time, I knew what my Christmas present was as soon as I touched it. Yet I don't feel like, I can't have that experience, all the time. Well, Lynn, you are half right. It is silver. And it is metal. So this is pretty exciting. And Joyce guessed a ring. No, it's not a ring. Devin, fingernail clippers. That is a really good guess. But that's not what it is, unfortunately. But that's a really good guess. I would have never. I'm impressed. You guys are really doing awesome. Richard said a necklace. It's not a necklace. Come on, guys. I know you can get this. I know you can. And still, if anybody else would like a card or you have a question or something you want to share, please jot it down there in the comments. Ooh, good one too. A silver hoop earring. Nope. Not a silver hoop earring, Thomas. You guys are doing good, though. Really good. So, let's see if we get a few more guesses here. And if we don't, I'll give you a clue. Keychain. Oh, Lynn, you have no idea how close you are with what you just said. It's not a keychain. Lauren says a paper clip. Oh, that's a good guess. Not a paper clip. Devin, guess what? It's a key. You are right. So you get the energy session with me. So you and Lynn just, get a hold of me. You guys both know how to get a hold of me. So we can set up a time and everything. Oh, Thomas, you were just a couple seconds late, but it was a key. You were right. Very good, guys. See how much fun that is? It really is. So I want to know how everybody's doing out there. We haven't really addressed that too much. And, you guys are really awesome. I'm so happy that you guys, come back here every week and that we can have this wonderful time together. My beautiful spiritual family. That's exactly how I feel. I get really excited about Thursdays. I really enjoy this time. And, I love it when the messages come in. I love when you guys are all here I can feel your love and energy, and, it like fills me up for the week. Because let me tell you, sometimes it's really powerful and intense. Really powerful and intense. intense, not tense. Lynn said she's so happy to be here. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Lynn. Yeah, I have a lot of fun. Dr. Lauren Love says, so excited. Dr. Love won the reading last week. So we need to get together and figure out a good time for that. I'm excited about that. I love doing the one-on-one readings. They're just, I don't know, they're fun for me. Being able to focus on, the one person's energy, for such a longer time. I think a lot more information comes through, possibly. Devin would like a card, of course, Devin. And just a lot of fun. Let's see. And a lot of times I get the head to toe goosebumps. I guess you could call them goosebumps. I used to think I was just getting a chill, but I've been learning that that's not what it is. And it'll be head to toe, and it'll be for quite a long time. Oh, Dr. Love says, we've placed 2 more homeless people in apartments. You are such an angel. You are such an angel. That is so beautiful. Dr. Lauren Love has been helping, I'm not sure for how long, but she's been helping place homeless people in apartments, get them on their feet. She does, so many amazing things, and this world is really blessed by her light and her love, and I feel so blessed to know you. And she shared some stories with me about her work with the homeless, and it's just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And I really applaud you. That is so wonderful. So let's give Devin a card. Okay, Devin. Oh, Devin. All is well. It's Archangel Jeremiah. And he says, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. And we were talking about how everything happens the way it's supposed to. And how we end up where we're supposed to be. So know that things are going exactly the way they're supposed to be. Everything is going to be okay. All is well. And know that you are on the right track. The angels want you to know how much they love you and that they are always with you. And Richard said, that's great, Dr. Love. And Lynn said, oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Love, for your work with the homeless. She says, can't do it without people like everyone here. That's just so amazing. I hope you don't watch the news, but if you do, you turn on the news, or you can even just go on Facebook and they have all these news stories popping up everywhere. And sometimes it's, you really have to work to avoid them. And, they're always like the most horrendous stories, things that you never heard that used to happen. And, if that's all you looked at and all you saw, you would think that's what this world is, but it isn't. That's just a teeny tiny fraction of the people. The majority of the people are like the people here, the people like Dr. Love, who shines her light brightly everywhere. The people like Richard, who's doing all these enormous things to better himself and better his life. The people like Lynn that have overcome things that we cannot even imagine and is very happy and wonderful, has a wonderful life with people that she loves. We are an amazing group of people, and we need to focus more on the good stuff. I know Lynn has a page that she posts from, or she shares memes and stories from them all the time, and it's all positive, happy stories. And that is so wonderful because there's not a lot of people that do that. They focus on the the very negative, superficial things. As I was scrolling through Facebook, sometimes I see the most ridiculous stories that are like the headline stories. Some just absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy stories. And I'm really glad that, I don't, buy into that. I remember my grandpa and my grandma back when I was a kid. I watched like 3 hours of news every single night. Now I know the stories in the news weren't as, elaborate as they are now. I mean, they do the sensationalism. They do everything they can to hook you. And, all that negativity all the time does nothing but bring you down. It's not good for your health. I read that from Dr. Andrew Weil many, many years ago, probably 20, 30 years ago. He said that it was not healthy for you to watch the news. Well, I haven't watched it since. You hear all these terrible stories, and it's not good for your immune system. Depression, anxiety. And since I don't I'll maybe, the important stuff, somebody usually ends up telling me, this is going on or that's going on. I'm like, oh, wow. The Good News Network, Lynn said. So you guys check that out. The Good News Network. Richard said he hasn't watched the news for 3 months. That is awesome. I'm really glad to hear that because it's all so negative all the time. It might be once in a blue moon that you see a story on there that's actually something worthwhile or positive. And I guess that's, how they make their money. I don't know. I really never understood. Dr. Love says, my team of nurses and doctors give a few hours a month to give medical care to the homeless, even if we can't place them right away. Food, clothing, tents, sleeping bags, personal care items. Wow, that is so cool. Katie's here. I'm so happy to see you, Katie. Katie says she quit watching the news over a decade ago. I don't even like to hear about it. Definitely drains me. That's a good word for it. It does. It drains you. Absolutely. But it's so nice when you hear, something wonderful like this, work that Dr. Love does and, for people, for nurses and doctors. That just warms my heart. I've always had a very, a soft spot for homeless people. And, I've heard so many people say negative things about them, but any one of us could have circumstances in our life that put us in that situation. You just never know. You could lose everything you have tomorrow by some chance. Is it that likely it's going to happen? No, but it could. That could be any one of us. And I think that's what always gets me about it. There's families that are homeless. There are families living in their cars. There are people in every state. It's probably the worst pandemic, of anything is homelessness. It really is. And it just breaks my heart to see someone in that situation. It really does. Very sad. But Dr. Lauren Love's doing something to change that. Now, it might not change it on a global level. Maybe it will. But she is making a difference in the lives of so many people. And we talk about this all the time. We can all do something, no matter how big or small, to change someone's life. And you don't know. I mean, you can't judge, and say, oh, that's not going to help someone. That's not going to make a difference. If you're being led to do something or being guided or moved, do it. There's a reason for it. And see, Dr. Love says, in Christmas, we all chipped in for a new van for transporting small kitchen in also. Wow, that is so wonderful. Wow. You guys are so amazing. Keep on shining your light. Keep on spreading the love. Keep on raising your vibration. You guys are all amazing. And like I said, when you get guided to do something like unexpected that you wouldn't think, of on your own, know that you're being guided to do that for a reason. So reach out and do it. Maybe it'll even be something for yourself. Who knows? But we all know how self-love is very important in self-care. So it looks like we're about out of time. So I'm really happy you guys could join me tonight. So thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next week. I love you.
This month's broadcasting is sponsored by ICU Dr. Lauren Love, ICU nurses, technicians, and staff in the Boston area hospitals.